லைவ்
சரி, இன்னும் யாரா வர வேண்டியது? சங்கரி மட்டும் வருமா? சரி, சார் கூப்பிடு.
கேமரா வச்சிருக்கான் லைவ்ல. மேம் பாக்குறாங்களா?
சார் தெரியும் சார். ஆனா அந்த லாஸ்ட்ல உட்கார்ந்து சொல்றதும் தெரியும்.
இந்த பக்கம் இருக்க மட்டும் தெரிய மாட்டாங்க.
அப்படி வச்சா நாங்க தெரிய மாட்டோம். நாங்களே தெரிய மாட்டோம். ரொம்ப முக்கியம். இவங்களும் தெரிய மாட்டாங்க.
இவ்வளவு பண்ணிட்டு பேர்டா. தெரியும் தெரியும். சார் வரீங்களா? லைவ் போட்டாச்சு சார்.
போயிட்டு முதல்ல ஷீட் பாஸ்வேர்டு ஷீட் அட்மின் சிஸ்டம் டீடைல்ஸ் எல்லாம் எடுத்து வைங்க. நான் வந்து பார்க்குறேன். மெயில் ஐடி எல்லா டீடைல்ஸும் எனக்கு எடுத்து வைங்க. அந்த பாஸ்வேர்டு கூட எனக்கு.
ஓகே
சார்.
யாராவது மொபைல்ல கொடுத்துருப்போம்.
சாப்பிடலாமா? கௌரி வந்தீங்களா? வேற யாரா அதெல்லாம் கிடையாதுல்ல?
சங்கரி மட்டும் நீங்க லீவ் வரலங்க. காணோம். ஏதாவது ஜிகேல மெசேஜ் இல்லங்க. ரைட். சோ மைக் ஆன் பண்ணு. ரைட். அது இது கொஞ்சம் நேரம் லாகின் பண்ணுங்க. கரெக்ட்டா இருக்காங்க. மேடம் வணக்கம்.
சவுண்ட் வச்சுங்க.
மேடம்
மேடம் குட் மார்னிங். மேடம்
சார் பேசுறது கேக்குதா?
அது அன்மியூட் பண்ணிக்க செக் பண்ணுங்க. மேடம் மேடம் வாய்ஸ் இஸ் நாட் தேர்.
We are not able to hear you, madam. Yeah, மத்தவங்களுக்கு கேக்குதா?
கௌரி
சதீஷ் சார் உனக்கு கேக்குதா?
கௌரி கௌரி
மேடம் மியூட்ல இருக்காங்க.
ஏ வந்து இத புடிச்சுக்கிறீங்களா?
லைவா இங்கிலீஷ் லைவ்
நம்மளே ஆன்லைன்ல
இப்போ யாருக்கு வைக்கணும் ஃபோக்கஸ்?
இதோட சேர்த்து
கரெக்டா?
அவர் டெக்ஸ்ட் மெசேஜ் பண்ணா.
சரி எல்லோ கலர் ஷீட் அதை ஃபோக்கஸ் பண்ணலாம். இவங்க தானே? ஓகே
Madam, your voice is not heard yet. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. So, yeah, sorry for the delay, and we are starting now. I hope you can hear.
Hello.
Yes, madam.
Are you able to hear us, madam?
We are able to hear you all now.
Thank you. Okay. So we are starting, and sorry for the delay, and it is over to Mr. Arun Raj here. He is the MC.
Right. Yes.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I delighted to welcome you all for a faculty development program, which is named as Valar Pirai. Now may I request you all for raise for Tamil Thai Valku.
நீராடும் கடலுடுத்த நிலமடந்து கேளொழுகும் சீராரும் வதனமென திகழ்பரத கண்டமிதில் தெற்கணமும் அதில் சிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாளும் தக்க சிறு பிறை முதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுனே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிழமை திறம் வியந்து செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே.
Thank you. May I call upon Mr. Anand Raj, trainer of Karnavidya Foundation, to deliver the welcome address.
Good morning, one and all. I extend warm welcome to all for this wonderful, auspicious inaugural function today, faculty development program titled Valar. Valar meaning rising stars. We are all budding stars. We have to learn knowledge and skills. So we have to learn knowledge and skills for upcoming sessions. I welcome Madam Santa Rangarajan. She is working Director Educational Shivarimal, Andajan Shala Shivarimal, Gujarat. I welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
I welcome KVF board members and trainers and staff of KVF. I am welcoming all. Once again, I am welcoming everyone. Thank you, one and all. Have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Anand Raj, to give you a warm welcome address.
Control, press control.
Now, may I request Mr. Sasikumar, the program head of Karnavidya Foundation, to set a tone for faculty development program.
Okay, thank you. So good morning and a warm welcome to everyone gathered here to participate in the faculty development training program 2.0 and titled Valar Pirai, Rising Mode. So first I'll brief about Karnavidya Foundation and I'll touch about the objectives of this FDP 4 days workshop. So Karnavidya Foundation is a not-for-profit organization working with the motto of empowering person with visual impairment through technology. That objective itself, it indicates and it illustrates what we do. So we believe that technology is the key and technology can be the vital role in empowering every individual. So Karnavidya has started in as a foundation started in 2016, registered as a 2016 under the RPWD Act, Rights of Person with Disability Act 2016. And it was started as a movement in 1999 by Rotary Club of Madras Coromandel. And Karnavidya has been serving to the visually impaired community through 4 different services. One is for providing quality skill training, and the second one is for providing placement support, and third one is for promoting accessible e-publishing, creating e-books, and fourth one, creating or conducting awareness campaigns. The term in terms of education, that quality skill training, we provide 3 different training. One is for school students, we call it as STEAM, science, technology, English, arts and mathematics. So through this training, and we are equipping the students to pursue the science, technology, English, arts and mathematics subjects with the support of this assistive technology, that accessible computer and mobile technology. And the second training we provide for ICT, information communication technology, that is for college students. And in this training, we teach how to handle this, all the reading and writing and taking notes and writing assignments. These are all with the support of technology that we provide for college students. And the third one is we provide for data entry operator training, that is for job seekers, unemployed youths. So for them, we have been providing employment skill, which includes business communication and technology, and the employability skills. With the support of these three important skills, that job seekers can be very much equipped to go for any private and government jobs to meet the workplace requirements. And moving to the second service we do, that is for placement support. And the placement support, Karna Vidya has been identifying a suitable candidates or suitable trainees for the suitable jobs and connecting with the right employers for the placement support. And moving to the third service we do, and with the second service we have done for 100 plus candidates has got trained and placed with the support of this placement cell. And the third we call it as e-book creations. And Kanuja has been doing an e-book creation to make it all the printed academic and non-academic materials in an accessible format called DAISY, Digital Accessible Information System. So with the support of that's e-publishing, we have done nearly 500 audio books and nearly 500 plus e-books for the print benefit of print disabled. And moving to the fourth, that creating awareness campaign. And with the support of this awareness campaign, we have been doing many workshops and tech fair and career counseling and parents counseling to illustrate the capabilities and introduce the latest trends and technology to the person with visual impairment. These are all the services Karnavya has been doing it. And currently, we have been focusing on this, whatever the services I have been mentioning in the as our services. So we have been targeting, and we have 10 training centers across Tamil Nadu in 7 districts, and starting our head offices in Chennai, and there we are here. It is in Gindi, and we have a reading center at Adayar and Tinagar, and a library at Tenambe, and Tiruvallur. We have 2 training centers, Puthamalli and Ambattur, and followed that we have training center Tiruchi, Madurai, Virudhunagar, Tirunelveli, and Krishnagiri. So we also would like to expand our training center more across Tamil Nadu, wherever that centers is possible. We are trying to expand it. It is only for easy access and the free access for the every student. And these are all our training. And what we do, we have Karnavya has been serving, and we are moving to the science and technology and mathematics subject, and teaching the mathematics and technology and science to the school kids to empower the school students to pursue not only one in the arts. We are also trying to make them to pursue in all other courses, this like science and mathematics too. That will create a more increasing employment opportunity, and that will reduce the dependency of the government job and all other stereotypes jobs. So these are the Karnavya has been doing the jobs and doing a service. And now I'll touch upon the objectives of this workshop. So faculty development training 2.0. So this 2.0 workshop has titled Valar. The title itself, you can understand what the title will be and what you are going to do. So the rising moon. So how the moon is receiving a power from the sun, and that will be producing to the globe or the earth to get the light to the people, whomever is in dark. Similarly, so all the faculties will be receiving a knowledge, that's knowledge from this through this workshop, and that would be transferred to the student wherever you are assigned as in a project, and that your knowledge should be transferred to the students, and the students should be come out from the dark to light. So this is all the objectives of this FDP workshop. In the 4 days FDP workshop, you will be getting trained and knowledge on that ethics and technology, advanced technology, and teaching techniques and classroom management of science and mathematics, hands-on experience of science and mathematics subjects, how to teach the students. These all will be touching, and you all will be getting trained, and you are all the rising moons, and day by day how the moon is increasing and getting a full moon. So similarly, you will be receiving a knowledge day by day, and you all should become a full moon, and you will be you will be a rising moon, and you should transfer your knowledge to the students whom you are approaching, whom you are teaching. Right. So this is all about. Thanks for the opportunity, and thanks to the Karnavya team to organize this such a nice workshop titled Valar. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now it's a time to introduce our chief guest and also Dr. Raghuraman sir to address the gathering.
So thank you and good morning everyone and thanks for Madam Shanta to have joined online. We approached Madam only at the last minute yesterday night around 9 o'clock due to the unexpected refusal of the chief guest. I called Madam and Madam readily agreed and thank you Madam for that. So
Most welcome, sir.
before I go into a little bit of my known understanding of Madam's profile, I want to highlight on one important thing to the participants here. See, we need to have a clear clarity in whatever we do, and we need to also have a firm determination to succeed. It is not the conviction alone is important. It is action important, and the outcome of the action is also equally important. For any action, it is not the individual alone matters. There will be several factors working upon or coordinating with to complete an action. Henceforth, you cannot say, or an individual cannot say that it is not because of me, but because of external factors I failed. It is because of our own efforts that we fail. We should understand this. That is very important. Otherwise, if you don't have this clarity that I am responsible, though I coordinate, though I collaborate with external forces, it is my prime responsibility to bring outcomes. It is my responsibility to overcome the challenges. It is my responsibility to move from one space to the next space or one level to the next level. So you can mark yourself as you do it for your own children when they come in. You can mark yourself, everyone. Okay, I'm telling everyone. You can mark yourself where you stand today at this moment. Right? Today at this moment. And you should see where you should stand on the fourth day. There won't be miracles happening. There won't be miracles happening. You cannot see any great change in 4 days. But you can seriously realize certain important aspects as a trainer to be inculcated. You can seriously understand what are the attributes or what are the qualities that you need to imbibe, that you need to cultivate. And that realization, that understanding in these 4 days is essential to bridge the gap within you. Right? The gap is not outside, it is within us. Right? So the more you understand and realize that the more the gaps will be filled. And the purpose of this, from my expectation of this workshop, of this FTP at the 4 days, on the 4 days, you people should come up with some faith, determination, the strong willpower, and see and say that I will fill all these gaps in the next few months. Right? I have these gaps, yes, I understand, but I will fill all these gaps in this methodology in the next few months. That should be your objective. That should be that is the expectation I have at the end of this program. That is part one. Second point, you all should remember two important lines. One, reform, perform, and transform. Right? We are all here to reform or bring in a change in the community. Right? So when I say reform, we have plans, we have schemes, we have activities, we have training programs. So we do several initiations. All our activities are reforms. Perform, it is in your hands. It is you who are going to perform. It is you are going to put in action in the ground. Right? See to that every child becomes a transformed individual. At the end of the day, the transformation is not an external transformation, it should be an internal transformation, it should be a mind change. Okay, so these three words have in mind. And you should also, lastly, you should also have, you should also know the speed in which you should work, right? You cannot work as you want and as you think and say I cannot do this within this time. Speed is very important, and the scale, you should scale to the next level. So all these are all inputs, and I really thank Madam. Madam is a very good friend of Karnavidya. She had been here many times. Right? Last year she was here. This year I really forgot, right? And to request and call her here. But having said, she is here with us today. Madam is right now working in the Shivarimal school, where it is a school for both the visual impaired and physical disabilities. Right? Madam is a very important. The important point or the lesson that we need to take from Madam's profile is she started her career as an ordinary individual without any understanding of disability. She has no understanding of disability, but started her career as a ordinary woman. She went into NAB Delhi. She understood the scenario. She took interest. She volunteered herself. She involved herself. Everything she did on her own, right? She involved herself. Then she took a role. She played as an employee. She scaled the organization. She became the head of the NAB. 31 years of great service. Not a joke, right? In a disability sector, 31 years, count from today, backdated to 31 years. You see how crucial the role was played by Madam. In those days, it is there are no comfort like these things, right? In those days, it was so bad. The society was bad. The mindset of the bureaucrats were bad. Everything was too shabby, too difficult. Challenges were many in 90s, 80s, and 2000, right? You can imagine. But Madam worked, right, and paved a path. She made a transformation in a Navy. She is a real game changer, right? And she is a great mentor. And it is no more a greater person like Madam can inaugurate, right? I'm very thankful to be associated with Madam. And it is over to Madam's address. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your kind words. It has always been a pleasure for me to be associated with visually impaired children from the beginning, and also as I moved into Chennai, I enjoy being associated to Karnavidya Foundation, and whenever I visited, I always insisted I meet the children because I was very fond of meeting children and to interact with them. So I'm very thankful for inviting me in this very auspicious occasion. Yes, faculty development is very important because once the school has decided whether it be a private school, the management decides. If it's a government school, then the government policy says they should admit children with disabilities. So the children are a part of any school. So the teachers who are dealing with these children should be equipped to be able to understand the requirements of such children. So the teacher will need to take some effort. So let me talk about these efforts. So the teacher needs understanding in the limitations and the positive aspects with respect to the learning in a classroom situation. Not only learning, even otherwise, being in a classroom, the teacher, actually the children need to be learning to be on their own and do whatever is required, expected out of all the students. It's not always reading and writing and learning, the other activities as well. So the learning to be a part of a classroom. So there are some limitations with respect to children with special needs. So it could be anything, like I'm not focusing on just visual impairment. I'm speaking in the angle of a teacher who is having a diverse kind of students wherein the children are non-disabled, disabled from various backgrounds. The teacher needs to be sensitive to the needs of children from various backgrounds, the children, some of them could be disadvantaged. Disadvantaged means not having advantage of certain things. It could be the senses being disabled, or maybe the child could belong to an economically backward family wherein there is not an environment for the children to be able to gain help from the parents and learn more, or children might be having some domestic issues in the family. Nowadays, these things are very common, wherein children reared by single parents and other things. So the teacher needs to know the background of the child to be able to cater to the need of such children. It is true that teachers expect the students to complete their assignments given in the class, but the students may have many issues due to which the work is not being completed. It could be due to the problem the child is facing due to the problems I mentioned above. The teacher has to be sensitive enough not to make the student stand up in front of the whole class and ask, why have you not done the homework? It will be very great if the teacher calls the students separately and asks about the problem of the students and why not able to do. The visually impaired students who have been dependent on auditory inputs very much have a good memory and are enthusiastic to answer the questions put to the entire class. So the teacher needs to handle the situation with patience and make the students understand that the child needs to answer only when he is asked to, and the other students should also be given a chance to answer the questions. So children will be very enthusiastic, and the teachers need to understand this problem. Nowadays, children with disabilities are found in inclusive schools, and it's quite possible that the school takes some time to adjust in handling children with special needs. If required, the teachers may ask for assistance from special schools and NGOs dealing with children with disabilities and check on the resources available for such children and make use of such resources. It could be like teaching learning materials, devices and tools, accessible books, digital training of students, mobility training. These are basically for the visually impaired, and also daily living skills, physiotherapy needs and speech therapy needs for children with other issues, and medical assistance wherever required. The teachers should be trained to identify children with, what do you call that as disabilities, borderline cases. Suppose the child is not able to perform as expected, the child could have a problem with the senses, or as we all know, the learning disability, it exhibits only in the school situation. It so happens that the child is developing very normally prior to school, able to do whatever activity is expected out of the child. But when a child attends school, the dyslexic part of it, dysgraphia part of it, or the dyscalculia part of it, they show up. So the teachers has to be in the lookout of any such signs. Similarly, for the visually impaired children, having visual impairment, not being able to look at the blackboard, or not being able to complete the assignment because of not seeing properly. These problems could not be exhibited at home because maybe the parents are teaching the children one-on-one. If the child is slow, the parents might even dictate. Similar is the situation for children with hearing impairment. So in the classroom situation, the teacher is addressing the whole class. The child may not be able to follow. Even if the child is being called, the child may not know that he's being called. But at home, it's one-on-one when the parents are talking to the children. And in a closed home, wherein the number of members are lesser. So this kind of a very borderline visual impairment or the borderline visual impairment is exhibited only in school situation where the teacher should be able to understand such issues. Maybe the child may be referred to medical assistance for such cases. And I would like to focus on the areas of children with special needs. I have seen children who have not been, independent and they are impaired. The children should be made to be independent in doing his or own work and should not be dependent on others. Like, I know of a student who had learned Braille, but he was able to read Braille only if his mother inserted a paper inside a Braille slate and handed over the stylus in his hand. So, that is not done. The child has to be independent in taking out a braille slate from the bag, inserting a sheet, looking for a sheet, inserting it, and start writing. So, what happens after writing? After writing, these sheets have to be preserved for later use, right? So, the child should be able to preserve such sheets as well. The children need to be taught to maintain separate files for various subjects so that each subject will be filed into the specific subject file. So that later on, when it is revision time, the child should be able to take out just the way a sighted child is able to take out his notebook and read from it, revise from it. Even these children should be taught by the teachers as well as the parents. And both the parents as well as the teachers should know that the children need to be independent. Like the children have been admitted in schools, they are attending classes. What if the child is in grade 3 or 4 or not able to eat independently? Who is going to feed such children? So these are very important factors. When the children are admitted in schools, the children have to be independent. Then the teacher needs to check on the possible family support for the student's education and make full use of such support, whether in completing the assignments or taking the children to resource centers like ours for additional inputs. Next point the teacher needs to focus will be on peer tutoring, wherein the peers are of very great help in the education of children with special needs. They assist these children in completing their assignments. So the teacher needs to assign buddies for such children so that the children are able to complete their assignments, and these children may themselves write the school diary, etc., for the parents to be able to know what is going on in the school end, and they will be able to revise. Similarly, when the child writes different subjects in Braille, the peer could just write down the subject, English and the date, mathematics and the date, so that it is easier for everyone to sort out such sheets, especially for a non-Braille reader, or even like I read Braille, but being sighted, my eyes go in for this. It's easier for me if I have the printed tube. So it is important that we make use of the peers. Now I speak on various subjects and how a teacher for visually impaired will be able to teach. As we all know, pictures speak louder than words, and a picture can explain what thousands of words could explain. This way, the visually impaired students also have a right to access to such inputs. To make this possible, tactile diagrams have been used for many years. These tactile diagrams are used for teaching subjects like mathematics, science, and geography. Many concepts can be taught using such diagrams. When a student explores a diagram, the image is fixed in his mind and the mapping is done. So whenever the child has to quote on those, maybe write in an examination, for example, it is a part of digestive system wherein the child has to just, like probably the question in the school could be, draw and label the digestive system, but a visually impaired child is not drawing. So the teachers or the parents need to go and talk to the teachers, say that please make some alternative question arrangement for my child who is not drawing. So mostly what they do is they will ask these children to write the parts and write about the function. So after exploring the diagram, the image is fixed in the mind. So the child is able to write the answers easily. And initially, these diagrams were created manually using textures of different, threads and wool and uh, other stuff, and stuffing with all lentils, rice, and other things. And braille sheets were pasted for labeling. Now, with the advancement in technology, these tactile diagrams are created using machines. Thermoform sheets are used. The impressions of the diagrams are imposed, and the visually impaired students can gain access to such diagrams. And labeling is also self-contained. Now, these diagrams are very useful for children with visual impairment. Agreed. But tactile diagrams are also created using swell papers, which are definitely costlier than the thermoform sheets. But the advantage here is it is white in color. Thermoform sheets are white in color, and the diagrams are created using black lines. These are useful especially for low vision children who are given large print books for reading. And sometimes some of the textbooks may have colored based diagrams with colored lines when the contrast factor is not looked into. So the result is the children with low vision are not able to see the diagrams properly. So the swell paper diagrams are very useful in such cases. So braille labeling is also being done in this. So that way it becomes very advantageous for the visually impaired children to be able to access the diagrams and learn easily. And we all know about the tools that are used like the braille slate and tailor frame, which are very useful. And for some, like if the children are going into inclusive school, we have to look into the factors, how the question paper or how the books, how the assignments are created. There could be, an assignment saying, draw the place value chart. Nothing difficult. Make use of a pegboard or a tailor frame, wherein you can always have different places. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousand, 10,000, lakh in that row. Suppose if it is the number is I want to write 438. Hundreds, I will insert 4 types. In tens, I will insert 3 types. And in ones, I will insert 8 types. So even a non-braille reader will be able to check this. So we have to modify, as per the need, we have to modify. And the teachers, learning how to use a tailor frame is not a very difficult task, even for a regular school teacher. If possible, if the strength admits, the teacher can learn, or else the teacher may just ask that visually impaired child to read out the answer. If it is a 3-line multiplication, the child will read out the first line first, second line first, third line next, and then the total next. So the teacher will also know where the child has gone. The teacher will have to give some extra time for children so that they will be able to learn along with the rest of the class and be able to perform along with the class. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I hope I have covered whatever main points I had in my mind. If anything you need me to cover, I am ready for that.
Do you have any questions? Can I take Numar? Do you have any questions?
Teachers கிட்ட போய் கேளுங்க எங்க பசங்களுக்கு இது வேணும். These are the facilities the children are entitled to. Just going into a school and sitting in the classroom is not enough. They should be interactive. They should perform. Parents should help, teachers should help. Please have this in mind and carry this message to every school and every parent you deal with. ஏதாவது கேட்கணும்னா கேட்கலாம்.
Any questions?
No problem.
No. No.
So thank you, madam. Thank you so
Most
much.
welcome, sir. It has been a great pleasure.
Thank you. We will come back to you, madam, again, and it is over to Arun.
Sure, sir. Sure. Please make call because I'll be busy with other work, sir.
Sure, sure.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thanking for your precious words and spending your valuable time here, ma'am. Last but not least, so may I got upon Mr. Satish Kumar to give you a vote of thanks.
Wonderful good morning, honored guests, esteemed colleagues and participants. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Mr. Anandraj to deliver warm welcome address. Thank you, Anandraj. Next, setting a positive tone in this faculty development program. Up to grateful thanks for Mr. Sasi Kumar of the program head of the Karnataka Foundation, and a special opportunity to goes to about the distinguished speakers. There is no board staff, so I will welcome about that board staff also. And after the extreme heartful thanks to Dr. Rahuraman sir, as with the constant support and aptitude to our KVF team. And also thankful to our esteemed chief guest, Madam Miss Santa Rangarajan, retired principal of National Association for the Blind Delhi. And also thanks to our colleagues to join and support and contribution for the journey. And also thanks to given opportunity for me also in the foundation. And also once again thanks to all that giving the present and contribution of in this FDP program. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. So we will disperse for the day. Madam, thank you so much. We will connect again, madam. And anyway, so anyway, we will disperse for a minute, and we will immediately join for the first session. The first session will be handled by Madam Ananthalakshmi, Dr. Ananthalakshmi from National Institute for the Empowerment of Persons with Multiple Disability, and the topic will be Mind Your Mind. And just a minute, we will restart it. Thank you.
Good morning, sir.
முடிஞ்சிருச்சா?
செஷன் பிரேக் அப்புறமா
எப்படி சேவ் பண்றது? எப்படி சேவ் பண்றது?